Major WWE cuts, also a huge AEW return, and yes, NXT is launching a new in-ring show, and we're going to talk about it right here on the Ango Show. All right, guys, I'm super excited about this one. We're going to kick things off with some big news surrounding Big Boom AJ. That's right. Boom! He's coming back to AEW. He just revealed this on the Cultaholic podcast. Big Boom AJ will be involved with AEW at AEW Revolution. Might even make a TV appearance before then to set up the match. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to be critical of this, and I understand why. But if you watch my channel, if you know who I am, I'm going to say this. I've been saying this for years. You got to use celebrities in professional wrestling. You can't gatekeep professional wrestling. You just simply can't do that. And Big Boom AJ is literally the perfect person for this. He is somebody with a professional wrestling background. And today, I say this all the time, social media is the new media. Traditional media is out. This is the new media. This is the new entertainment. And look, I'm not a big fan of the content that Big Boom AJ puts out. I think it's kind of cringe. I mean, I'm just kind of being honest, but the reality is they put up big numbers. And I think that's really, really important in today's day and age. When you have that kind of visibility and you have a wrestling background, it's a no-brainer. To be honest, it always kind of shocked me that WWE didn't even do this first, because I thought for sure maybe WWE would try to bring in Big Boom AJ and, of course, Big Justice. But listen, AEW did it. He did very impressive stuff at the match with QT Marshall, which is funny because it then comes out that he actually broke his foot before that match even started. So that's even more impressive. But this guy has a professional wrestling background. And honestly, like I said, even though their content is relatively cringe to me, I do look at what they do as very good marketing. And when you have people that are really good at that, it just makes all the sense in the world for AEW to utilize them. I understand that AEW sickos probably don't like this news. And I understand that a lot of people think it's cringe and it's tacky and it's dumb. And there's no place for this in professional wrestling. But the truth is, it does belong in professional wrestling. Historically speaking, celebrities have always had some sort of involvement in professional wrestling. And now there's a different meaning to the term celebrity, so I think that's completely fine with me. If Big Boom AJ, wasn't a good wrestler or like a decent wrestler, then I would be like, don't put him in the ring. But the fact is, he had a pretty damn decent match with QT Marshall. The crowd was absolutely hot for it. People were talking about it. It was getting clipped everywhere. All the pages on social media that don't talk about professional wrestling were posting the footage. And ultimately, that is a benefit for AEW. I support this. I think it's a good thing, regardless of the company that it's happening in. That brings us to our next topic. NXT Evolve appears to be a new NXT show that is coming to replace NXT Level Up. This was reported first by the Wrestling Observer newsletter. This is obviously very, very interesting stuff. The plan is reportedly to replace NXT Level Up with NXT Evolve. Being spearheaded by Gabe Sapolsky. Now, if you guys don't know who Gabe Sapolsky is, obviously a lot of people know that he has historically obviously you can talk about all the promotions, but the big one is obviously Evolve. And then because of COVID, Evolve basically got screwed. Some people like Gabe Sapolsky. Some people don't like Gabe Sapolsky, but he has been a big part of WWE's ID program ever since Evolve closed down during the pandemic. WWE brought him in. They brought him in, basically helping WWE bring in indie talent. Now he's running the WWE ID program. There's one thing that I want to see differently with NXT Evolve from everything else, right? If you're going to do the approach of NXT Level Up, where you have NIL talent, basically people that are relatively new to the Performance Center, you put them on NXT Evolve this way, just like NXT Level Up, right? They learn how to work with the cameras and shooting for a live wrestling show. But also, I really, really want to see WWE ID talent featured on NXT Evolve. We don't know where it's going to be broadcasted. We don't know if there's going to be a TV deal for this. We don't know if it's going to be on Peacock. We don't know if it's going to be on Netflix. We don't know if it's going to be on TV. We're still waiting for that information from WWE. But if I were the WWE, get your newbies on this show, just like you did with NXT Level Up, but also include NXT stars from time to time. But most importantly, bring in your WWE ID talent. That's the best thing you can do. Honestly, it would be the best thing you can do. I am very, very curious to see what this turns into. I think it's going to be a really good thing for WWE. I thought NXT Level Up was a great idea, and when we found out that it was canceled, I was really confused as to why, because I thought it was a good opportunity for people who are less experienced to get that experience. And sometimes you would watch NXT Level Up. I think Sol Ruka was a perfect example of this. She goes on NXT Level Up, does her finisher, and it goes viral. So there is a lot of benefits to that. Now we see her progressing through NXT. She's obviously going to be a major player in WWE for years to come. So I love the concept of it, but I think you got to build on it. That's how you do it. You do it with WWE ID. As far as Gabe Sapolsky goes, supposedly he's going to be running it. Is he going to be a good booker for this? I guess we'll find out. Some people have their own arguments as to whether or not he'll be good or bad. But I do like the ladder system, right? Go through NXT Evolve, make it to NXT, make it to Raw or SmackDown, eventually make it to WrestleMania. I think that would be great. I support this. Can't wait to see how it all goes. And I can't wait to see what TV channel it's on. And that brings us to our final topic. TKO is making cuts, and no, it's not to the roster, but they have officially revealed that they are making cuts to the live event schedule. They put out a tweet today. TKO put out a tweet today, and basically there is significantly less live events for 2025. In fact, there's actually no live events until March of 2025, which is honestly insane to think about. They are saving money, and it honestly makes a lot of sense that TKO is going to make these cuts, but I do think it's interesting because with how much they are cutting back on live events, it tells you that TKO is still trying to be very, very smart financially. What's actually really crazy is the first event that takes place as a live event doesn't happen until March 15th, which is the Road to WrestleMania tour. And this is when WWE is going to go to Europe. So you're going to see them go to Dortmund, Germany. They're going to go to Brussels, Belgium. They're going to go to Italy, Northern Ireland, England, Scotland. I mean, that's essentially what they're going to be doing. At some point, they're going to go to Vienna, Austria, and then, of course, Amsterdam, Netherlands. So WWE, I mean, at this point, so far for what they've announced, not only are they making these major cuts, but they're also getting to a point where the live events are going to be more focused internationally, which I find to be a very interesting idea. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what WWE does in 2025. I mean, they're promising a very big year. And obviously, you know, when you're paying a lot of talent, you got to cut back somewhere. Obviously, it costs a lot of money to do live events. And this is WWE and TKO at the bottom. At the end of the day, they're looking at the bottom line, and that's what's important to them. So we'll see what happens. I didn't think it was going to be that many significant cuts, but they're going several months without this live event schedule. We'll see what happens. I think what you'll tend to see is live events going into WrestleMania, and then a summer tour, and then a holiday tour, and that's it. 3 tours a year, just a few dates in between. And obviously, hey, for talent, that's a big win, right? You don't have to travel as much for live events. You just got to do TV. And that could be a pretty good thing for WWE, considering AEW has a very easy schedule. Now it looks like WWE is making it a little bit of an easier schedule. So it's a win-win. WWE saves money, TKO saves money, but then also the talent benefit from the fact that they don't have to be traveling all the time for live events. Let me know what you guys think in the video comment section down below, and I'll see you next time.
Turn it up, the Ango show, here we go. Rumor mill spin, every little sin. What's the new fallout? Who took her out? Fans scream loud, make the show proud. Backstage drama, full of armor. Who's the charmer? Tag teams break dreams, plots.